Are you guys tired of all these fad diets that just don't work for you? You know, because you feel like you just aren't able to have as much energy as you used to, and you also just feel like you're still craving the stuff that you used to eat and the stuff you actually want to eat. After months of wasting all this time trying to follow all these fitness influencers' diets, I actually then came up with a huge revelation in my head from all the research that I've been doing. And that is the realization that I can actually go ahead and make a diet that allows me to not only build my most aesthetic physique, but also allow me to go ahead and push through the workouts and be able to go ahead and not have as many cravings as I did before. This also even allowed me to go ahead and eat the foods that I find nourishing and enjoyable and gives my body all the vitamins and nutrients that it needs to be nourished and healthy. In this video, I will reveal to you guys the best way to go ahead and take your fitness diet in order to achieve your fitness goals and even build your most aesthetic Toji, like, I don't know, maybe even like Sung Jin Woo or something physique. First off, in order to go ahead and really see where we need to go with our diet, we need to first establish what kind of diet are we doing right now. Are we bulking? Are we going on a cut? Are we trying to go main gain or something like that? Or are we trying to go ahead and do a body recomposition? Main gaining, I would say, is something that only advanced people should do. So people who have been lifting for about 4 years. So like me now, for example, I am actually on a cut right now. But once I do cut down, I'm probably going to be just main gaining and trying to just maintain what I have. But for now, most of you guys, 99% of you all, you guys are probably still beginners into your journey. So you guys are probably either just gonna go ahead and go look at either cutting, bulking, or body recomposition. And I'll explain to you guys exactly what each of those three are. So in order to go ahead and go explain this, I'm gonna think about it and use about house analogy in order to help explain to you guys how this looks for you guys. So a bulk is kind of like adding an extension to your house. It's like you're adding a new room, or like you're adding some more details and all that stuff into your room. Like maybe you want a new desk or something like that, or some artwork all around that. So you are trying to go ahead and eat a little bit more over your maintenance so that you can go ahead and build some more muscle. Now, do not try to go ahead and just think to yourself that you can eat anything you see in sight, because then you're probably gonna go ahead and add a bit too much into your house that makes it whole, like cluttered and all that stuff. And the same thing with your body in terms of this, you're just gonna probably put on a lot of fat that you're gonna have to end up trying to just have all this work to remove. So with a bulk, we are trying to just keep ourselves a little bit above maintenance so that we can put on lean muscle mass. Now a cut is like giving your body a deep clean. You are thinking to yourself, I can go ahead and go remove all this clutter in my house. Like, okay, I need to go ahead and go clean up my room, or, I think that there's a bit too much going on in this room. I can take them out. That is basically what we're doing on a cut. So we're eating a little bit less than our maintenance in calories in order to go ahead and lose muscle mass. Now, we are trying not to go ahead and go too low on how many calories we're eating, because if we do go too low, we may go ahead and lose a little bit more muscle mass than we may want to. A body recomposition is just for a certain type of people. It's usually for someone who is probably a bit more obese, or someone who has been going to the gym for a bit but has just completely fallen off and gotten a bit more fat. So it's usually for people who are a bit more on the higher end of body fat percentage, like a lot of just fat like around themselves that they can lose. So it basically kind of just allows their body to lose the fat, and they have enough nutrients in that stuff in their body to be able to actually build some muscle while trying to also lose the fat. Now I'm gonna go on to main gaining. Main gaining is like redecorating your house for all the changing seasons, basically. So you're basically just alternating between bulking and cutting. And again, this is for much more advanced people, so people who have been lifting for 4+ years. But It's for someone who just wants to go ahead and just kind of switch how their body kind of looks for the seasons. So in terms of like a house, you're probably gonna go ahead and actually just add some winter decorations for the winter and take them out maybe for the spring. Maybe you'll go ahead and go declutter a bit more for the summer so you can have more people, you know, in your house and that type of stuff. Basically, that's what main gaining looks like. So you guys are probably asking what plans you guys should go on. And I'll make it simple for you guys. If you guys are skinny fat and you guys are maybe even a bit more obese or all of that nature, you probably need to go ahead and go on a body recomposition. This is because your body actually has enough fuel to be able to sustain you being in a calorie deficit to, you know, lose the fat while also building some muscle because you have the fuel in your body already. If you're really skinny, then you need to go ahead and go on a bulk. You guys need to be able to go ahead and eat more calories than you usually do in order to really just supercharge your body and allow you to build more muscle much faster. Now, if you guys have been training for a while, like let's say about 6 months you've been bulking or something of that nature, then okay, it's time for you guys to go back onto a cut so you can go ahead and allow your body to cut back down so that you're able to then start just building pure lean muscle mass again and not much more of just fat instead. Now finally, if you guys have at least been training for maybe 2 to 4 years and you guys are like me at this point and you guys are satisfied with what you have, then you go ahead and go on a main gaining diet that will just allow you to go ahead and keep what you have on, keep yourself basically at like the body fat that you are and keep the muscle that you have right now. Now the last two, they're not really for beginners. They're probably just for about people who have been a bit more like intermediate to advanced. So most of you guys, I'd say 80 to 90% of you all should probably just be choosing either between just bulking or going on a body recomposition. Now with all this explained, you guys are probably asking, well, how do I act on my diet? First, what we need to go ahead and go do is actually weigh ourselves on a scale. So what I want you guys to go ahead and go do is go to sleep, and then in the morning when you guys wake up after full, like 8 hours rest, you know, 8 hours, like 7 to 8 hours rest, then you guys should go ahead and go weigh yourselves on a scale. So if you guys don't have a scale, go ahead and go get one from Amazon. There's like ones that are really cheap online to go ahead and just weigh yourself, okay? Do not eat anything in the morning. I repeat, do not eat or drink anything. This could go ahead and totally throw off the numbers on the scale by at least 5 to 10 pounds. When you're totally fasted, you haven't eaten anything, you haven't drank anything, this will then get just all the numbers like as accurate as possible. Once you guys know how much you guys weigh, I want you guys to go ahead and go on calculator.net and then go on to the calorie calculator. Then I want you to go ahead and go type in how much you guys weigh and how tall you guys are, and even your activity levels too. Once you guys press on calculate, it should show you guys how much you need to eat in order to maintain your weight. It should also show you guys too how much you guys need to eat in order to lose weight. If you guys aren't trying to go ahead and go on a cut or a body recomposition or any of that nature, you guys are trying to go ahead and go on a strict bulk, then go ahead and click on show more info for weight gain. Once you do that, then it should show you guys how much you need to eat in order to gain weight so you can build muscle, of course. So in order to go ahead and go track our food, we're gonna be using MyFitnessPal or Macro Factor or even Macro First, just some type of calorie tracking app, and also using a scale. If you guys don't already have a scale, you can go ahead and easily get one for like less than $20 on like Amazon or some type of like online store to be able to just go ahead and just track our food and, you know, weigh them. Now you guys might be thinking to yourselves, oh, but Amarian, I need to go ahead and get this cut done in like the next 3 months. So why can't I just start, you know, restricting myself to like 1,000 calories a day or something like that? The reason why we can't go ahead and go approach our diet like this as beginners is because we haven't even followed a proper diet up to this point until now, basically, you know. So that's why I say for these first 2 weeks, we just need to learn the skill of just tracking our macros and just weighing our food, so anything you go ahead and go eat, candy bar, any of that nature, you go ahead, scan it on MyFitnessPal, boom, you get that in. You go get McDonald's, okay, go ahead and go type in the Big Fry or the Big Mac or something of that nature, boom, input it on like MyFitnessPal, any of that nature. We just need to go ahead and just learn the skill of tracking food, okay? Even the chicken breast or that stuff, weigh it on your scale and put how many pounds it is and, put it into MyFitnessPal. It's as simple as that, okay? We're just trying to learn that simple skill. With this skill down, this will actually help us actually get a grasp of what we actually eat within our day-to-day basis. So now that we actually have a grasp on how many calories we actually eat within a week or 2 weeks or anything in that nature, we can actually go ahead and actually start to go ahead and change our diet a little bit more to go ahead and go not only hit our fitness goals, but also be enjoyable at the same time. And I want to emphasize that it needs to also be enjoyable at the same time, okay? The reason why for this is because if you don't enjoy it, then you're not gonna go ahead and go stay on it. And that's the thing with trying to go ahead and go copy all these fitness influencers' diets, is that you're probably not going to go ahead and go enjoy it. And because you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to stay on it, and you're not going to go ahead and make any progress. So how this may look like for you is that if you guys have been eating, maybe you need to go ahead and go be on a cut, and you guys realize that you guys have been eating McDonald's 5 times a week or something of that nature, lower it down to 2 times a week or something like that. And instead of eating all of those McDonald's, you replace them with healthy whole foods that will allow you to feel full and satiated, and probably will have a lot less more calories than McDonald's like Big Mac or something of that nature. And when you go ahead and you go to McDonald's, you can even eat in smaller portions. This will help you probably be in a calorie deficit, and it will help you start losing fat and maybe even build muscle again if you're doing a body recomposition. So you can even just go ahead and go just order smaller portions of all these fast foods, and again think to yourself, okay, what kind of healthy food alternatives can I eat that I also find enjoyable? Because of this, because of these changes, you should be feeling to yourself that you guys are much more satiated and full throughout the day, and you're able to actually, push through your workouts still, and maybe even a bit harder too. You're able to go ahead and push through and feel good throughout the whole entire day. The main goal for you guys who are probably cutting or going on a body recomposition is to progressively deload how much you guys are eating. So for you guys, you might be looking at all the junk food that you guys are maybe like eating on MyFitnessPal and all of that, and you maybe think to yourself, how can I go ahead and replace all this food with, much more healthy alternatives that will allow me to feel satiated, full, and I'm able to go ahead and have the energy. So just try to go ahead and lean off of it. You don't cut it out entirely, but you try to lean off of it so that you're able to then satisfy both parts of your brain, so that it's then like, okay, hey, your rational side is like thinking, okay, you're eating really good now, and now your kind of monkeyish brain type of like part is then like, okay, hey, I'm still also getting the things that I want to eat, like my taste buds, I'm feeling that stuff, and so hey, I'm feeling good now. For you all who are on a bulk, okay, I really want to go ahead and go say this, okay? Do not think you guys are like Goku or Kirby or something of that nature, where you just go ahead and you just eat everything you see on site, okay? No, that is not how we're gonna go with things, okay? With a lot of these fitness influencers, they tell you to go ahead and just eat everything you see on site, and that leads to you guys dirty bulking, which is something that we should not be doing, as not only do you gain less muscle mass from a dirty bulk, but you also put on a ton of fat that you gotta go ahead and end up cutting in the end. You guys could probably actually have abs throughout your whole entire bulk if you guys actually stay lean bulking and don't try to go on a dirty bulk. That's how important it is to go ahead and actually stay just lean bulking, okay? So to you guys, what a lean bulk may look like is that you may go ahead and look at your diet and you think to yourselves, I see that, okay, I need to get like maybe 300 to 500 calories. I can go ahead and maybe eat like some salmon, or I can go ahead and eat some chicken, or I can eat some nuts, something of that nature, some type of good whole food that you can go ahead and ingest that leaves you like, not like you're like literally trying to like stuff yourself down, but it also leaves you kind of just feeling good basically, and it allows your body to go ahead and use that energy, that extra added energy, to make muscle. And the reason why I say a whole food and not some type of like fast junk food, like like a donut or something like that, like again, there's nothing really bad with it, like having one donut and you're eating everything else healthy or something like that, but it should not be just mainly junk food, okay? Because if you're eating off mainly junk food, yeah, you may be hitting the macros, but your skin and all that stuff will probably get really worse and you'll probably feel like shit. So try to stick with whole foods, like even throughout a bulk, okay? When you're trying to go ahead and just find a source that will just up the amount of calories that you have and stick with it, okay? I mean, again, change it up time to time, but just try to go ahead, still track it, and stick with some type of like whole food or something of that nature. So we're going on a clean bulk, okay? So what a clean bulk may look like for you guys is that you go ahead and you go eat some nuts, or you eat some like chicken, or you eat some salmon or something of that nature. Not something super big, but something that gets you a little bit over your maintenance, so that you're then able to go ahead and be in a surplus and have enough energy for your body to then just build a bit more muscle, okay? And because of this, because of you being on a clean bulk, you're not gonna go ahead and gain a ton of fat over time, and you're gonna go ahead and actually stay healthy, and you may not go ahead and have a ton of like acne and all of that stuff because of it. So whatever type of diet you guys are trying to go ahead and go do, I want you to go ahead and go switch over to much more whole foods over time instead of all the processed stuff, because this will go ahead and serve you in the long term in terms of just health and also just looking good too. Because if you guys much more stick to much more processed foods, over time, you're probably gonna go ahead and develop like a lot of acne. You may age your skin a lot more, and that's a pretty terrible thing. And I actually really suffer from that, and I'm still paying the price from that, because I try to go ahead and just, eat just a ton of junk food, and yeah, it was still hitting my macros, but I gained a lot of acne and I aged my face a lot. So these ingredients all these, processed foods, they kind of do harm over time. So again, just limit it, okay? So what I would go ahead and I would say is that you probably have like an 80-20 rule. So like 80% of your food from your diet should be whole foods. Meanwhile, the 20%, they can come from like, sources like candy or McDonald's or stuff like that, like processed stuff basically is what I'm trying to say, okay? So try to stick with as much of whole foods as possible, okay? And try to keep like the 20%, just 20%, nothing over that, okay? Following these rules allowed me to go ahead and feel just satiated and full. It made me able to still just push through my workouts and feel good, okay? And both sides of my brain were in agreement, like, okay, yeah, I like this diet, I'll stick on it. And yeah, it allowed me to push through those bulks and those cuts and feel kind of effortless to me. So there you guys have it, folks. There's the ultimate diet video for you guys. This should help you guys be on track for your fitness journey. You guys should be feeling and looking like a Greek god with time and patience, which of course I really need to emphasize a lot is patience, okay? Because this is a lifestyle, not a phase, okay? So you over time, you're trying to go ahead and slowly change your diet so that it fits into your lifestyle, okay? And just fits there, and you don't really have to be thinking about it as much. And of course, trust the process, okay? You may get frustrated with yourself over how like you're not really making any progress, anything of that nature, but trust me, you are, okay? You will over time. You just gotta trust the process, okay? Most of us, we all had that phase where we thought, okay, we're not really making progress and all that stuff, but then 2 months later we saw that, okay, we actually have lost a bit of fat and we've gained some more muscle. So trust the process. If you guys have enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. And also, I want you guys to go ahead and go click on the subscribe button if you guys want more fitness content like this. If you think you are a capable candidate for my one-to-one personal training program, then go ahead and go click the link in the description below and book a free consultation call with me, Amarian. And I can see if you are a well and capable candidate for my personal training program. This is me, Amarian, signing out, you guys. Peace.